Behind me is an Aston Martin Virage Volante 1994. It's coming from overseas for the gold package, the white detail. Give it a bit of a wash, a bit of a polish, and lay down some quality protection. Welcome to White Details. So first up, it's the wheels off operation. Two wheels down here from the near side of the vehicle, removed at this stage to allow the under chassis, the wheel arch, to be flushed and cleansed. Now initially you think it's pretty dirty and it's pretty grubby. A lot of that is sort of the wax oil type undercarriage sealer. Annoyingly, it's all sort of on the it's on the outside down here as well, but that's, I'm going to come back to that later when the rest of it's been washed. And look here, it's really thick, but it's serving a purpose, so I could strip that off and make a nice clean edge, but it's been put there for a reason. So the wheels currently bleeding. Carbon Collective React fallout remover. Multiple hits required here. These were really quite heavy and really quite thick. There'll be some tar deposits in there to chase out as well. So whilst Terry gets stuck into them, I am now finishing the arches, so I'm going to tackle the vinyl roof. The vinyl roof complete. It's going to be the doors shut, boot shut, engine compartment, pre-wash, snow foam, rinse, 2 buckets, inside, clay bar, tar deposit removal before we clay bar, blow dry, polishing. 10 minutes into the clean procedure on the roof. You can see the clean dirty divide. This section is currently work in progress. I'm using a citrus all-purpose cleaner. There's a few areas I want to hit again. It's not brilliant yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be revisited, and of course it will dry a lot nicer. But that's the first 50-50 transformation of the week so far. Wheels back on the car, the hood is drying out nicely. The car's pretty dirty, it's pretty grimy, been under the engine bay, prepped that ready for more work later on. Initial rinse has been delivered, the 2 buckets have been filled for the safe wash, but first I need snow foaming. The idea here is it's helping to emulsify, to soften, to loosen any more remaining surface material, be it film, be it bugs, be it dirt that's accumulated before we make physical contact. Whoa, I'm really bright. Before we make contact to the paintwork, and it allows for these areas that you'd never really get into otherwise with a wash mitt to be tackled with a really nice soft bristle brush. Like so.
Oh, somebody's just built a lurch.
Charming. You're on film. stage was started at 8:45, thereabouts, and it's still not even decontaminated. The tar's been removed. This is the clay bar, lifting final surface contamination. If I show you the colour of the clay now, which has just been started, there's not too much on there. I'll whiz down this side of the bonnet and I'll come back and show you. You can feel how rough it is. I'll come back and show you what it's poured off.
From now on, please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
Well, you're sitting makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah, makes you feel like you've got some talent.
Got some talent, I've got some talent. Clay bar. This is after the rear wing door and the wing. Obviously it's ready to be turned in now to a fresh, clean slate. But on this edge here, there is some green, there's some touch-up found somewhere. But on a whole, it's a pretty dirty car. Got that impression when the wash stage was being delivered. But that's that side, fresh, ready to be polished very shortly. There's a real steady progress on this one. It's pretty clear to see, okay, it looks okay and fine from this distance. Once we introduce the light, there's a lot of damage here. I think it's a flat green. I can't be too sure. If it is metallic, it's very, very slight, and it's hidden underneath all this mess, this damage. It happened on the Lancia Delta Integrale Evo 2, which we thought it was a flat colour. It was a very, very slight metallic, but it was invisible, you couldn't see it, whilst it had the damage and the surface abrasions. There's some hefty deep scratches here. You sound enthused there.
I was talking to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether you were talking to the camera.
One thing, I mean, we've not even started polishing yet, but you can see, or can you see? It's difficult to pick up on the camera. Look here, you see there's like a tide mark. It's darker green here than it is there. Under the light, a bit more easy to see. There's a bit of a blow in there across the panel, across the arch edge. It's had some repair work here, there, blend mark.
Here, there and everywhere.
Runs across, down the side, over the top. Here, there and everywhere. Roof's looking a lot better though. Terry's taping up on the back ends, trails. This is pretty funny. All the rotary buffer marks and holograms. As I say, once this is cleaned up, this is pretty easy to clear. You're then left with the deeper marks, which become more apparent. So it's a busy, long week ahead. Good marks on the near side front wing. A few chips here to deal with. I say no paint thickness measurements have yet been taken. I think it's a bit of a common problem with these. Certainly the gentleman who dropped the vehicle off was aware of the problem. Some of the rubbers on the vehicle, you can see this is exposed to heat. We've got a bit of a problem here. This has melted. So over the course of a few, it's like silicone. You can lift that off, that's going to be fine to clean up. It comes off in now, and you can see what damage is left on the paintwork. But then on the slightly newer Astons, this section here are bristles to help prevent dirt and water getting in there. You can see what's happened here. Both sides of the door, I really wish I didn't pick that off now, I can't put my hand anywhere. Both sides of the door, this has suffered. It's going to need tidying. And then I saw here as well on the window, when the door is shut. You serious? It's alright, you laughing. When the door's shut, this sticks to the trim under here and it leaves like a stringy bit of... Oh, Terry. I wish I didn't bother starting this picky stuff.
Do we have a week off?
Yeah, how about a month off? Gonna sort all this sticky stuff out, I think, is the logical thing to do first before any polishing. commences.
Just come home. I can feel my body turn. I can feel my body turn. Come home. Come home. Even though the world is burning, just come.
Temporarily fixed the issue here with the stickiness at least. So I didn't use it on the film. I tried tar and glue, didn't shift it, and I've just put a bit of 400 Menzerner on by hand. At least this now can be taped to be polished to sort the rest of the issues out before going on the rest of the car, and these can be dealt with last. Oh, touched it again. Fingers. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes.
Just come home.
There are a few problem areas on this car. We've just been talking, Terry and I, about taping. There's a few delicate spots on the edge of the panel. There's a few areas that have seen work. There's a few touch-ups made, and if you're not careful, you can make more damage. You can do more if you're not careful. And if you're not careful, you can do more damage than good. You got there in the end. Thanks, mate.
I can feel my body turn. I can feel my body. You are my love. You are my love.
There's going to be some serious hourage put into these panels. Ow! It's 11 o'clock, still on the front bumper, didn't get a great deal done last night after the last update. Front and rear bumper first, side skirts, and then advance onto the body panels whilst bringing the car down on the ramp. Around the back end, we discover in the swage line here, if we look and get some focus, a lacquer line, a blend mark all the way through this channel, runs and runs and runs. Overspray here underneath this tape, hopefully try and get that out by some hand polishing. And then underneath there's some paw prints, there's some sort of handprint style fingerprints in the, so okay, all this is actually facing the ground, it's underneath the car, but the vehicle is going to go higher on the ramp to ensure that all this is corrected true and tight, as well as later polishing the exhaust box. And then tackling the rest of the green, but at least there's no roof to polish on this one.
Say this feels right. We're talking in circles all night. How can we see the light if we're both blind? And you are my love. There's only love for you. Just come home. Run away from all your curses. Come home. Come home. Even if you feel uncertain, just come home. Run away from all your curses.
I'm not going to tell you how many hours that front bumper took because I don't want to remind myself. Whilst I'm still at the front end, there's still lots of polishing to do on the bumper. The cutting's been made, polishing's yet to be done, refining's yet to be done. But whilst I'm here, I'm going to tackle this lot. Inside the headlight recess down here, some areas for hand polishing as well as the hybrid. You can see how turned up this is still. This will clear with polishing and refining. Looks like there's a bit of overspray and around these grills and the grills themselves. Smash this, get this out of the way before thinking about, wowie. How you doing back there, Terry? You winning? Hey? You winning?
No.
No, me neither. The paint finish, I can't determine if it's, well, it's a mixture of both. It's soft when it comes to the cutting, it's damaging easily with the polishing, but then the defects aren't shifted, so it's hard. So it's a resilient paint finish, but also very much a pain in the ass.
When the lights go down, it's all when you know you're all I see. When the lights go down.
Customers here. You're right back. It's all go this last hour. Light cluster. Where's the lamp? Both cut and can be put back in at a later stage in these inserts. Steve just picked up his Golf R32. That was in for last week's enhancement detail. It's been deep blue pearl. It's still a cracking colour, that. And it's 5 to 5. I've literally polished a bumper today, done around the headlights, around the grille, helped with some stuff at the back end. There's lots going on this car. There's lots of panels that have had paint work. There's blend marks. We're chasing blend marks and trying to feather it in different places, and it's trying to work out safely where you can go, what's been done, and how we can go about to best fix it. So lots of deep scores on it, as you'll see as the video progresses. But I'm out for some food this evening, so I'm going to pick up, rather than start a new panel, finish off Terry's panel at the back end, the near side rear, and then get an early night for a fresh day tomorrow.
It's all I when you know you're all I see. When the lights go down, it's all I
This is going to be a problem. There's some pretty epic marks on this near side driver's door, left hand drive. Get in. Even the hybrids pad is a bit big to be sunk in there. It's going to be banging between the two. So I'm going to do this by hand as well as in here, and then run that as a touch up here. That's going to be pulled off. Run the hybrid around the lock, but this inside edge certainly needs some finger action. That is a time machine. 3 Menzona 400 cuts later. To be honest, once the rest of it in the surrounds have been tidied up, I can drop the hybrid in so far to tidy the top and the bottom. And once it's had some refinement, that between the two, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. I might give it some more, and whilst I'm at it, jump in the handle to improve this lot. One, two, three, four.
If you want some love, just let me know.
After hitting that area with the microfiber, the 400 is really cut up. So I've just switched down to 400 on the yellow Rupes polishing pad. For a quick once around the lock, I'm pleased with that. Above and below, still needs lots more work. The rest of the handle this side, will be continued across, and at the same time try to ease this fella out. 20 to 7. I think I might be calling it about there. Got some unboxes to do tomorrow. They've already been opened.
If you want some love, just let me know. If you need some loving, just tell me so. And hot mama, just a female at a mama, you should see the baby scooching for the head of my scoocher. If you want some loving, just let me know.
Pretty happy with that. That's after one cutting pass from the microfiber pad. A couple of marks here. I'll try and chase that perimeter of the hybrid. And then around the light cluster itself, you can see the 3-inch isn't quite accurate enough to get really, really tight. So that again, the perimeter there. Is that your arse? Terry, is that your arse? So we're revisiting some of this area, and then work down, work below, and then this beauty of a scratch here as well. On the wing to tackle, as well as some delicate areas down here, a few bits of corrosion, areas to watch out for with the tape.
Sometimes they go really well, don't they? And then just seems to be a struggle, and others you do, and they just keep.
Yeah. Hybrid's been out on the offside front wing, this inch before, and then after. Same again for this section in the vent, and then eventually this lip on the side strip. Final bit of 3-inch work on the bottom of the door. Non-metallic paint is really difficult to focus. But there, in the very bottom left-hand corner of the wing, the 3-inch, the curvature of the 3-inch pad hasn't been able to quite get into that tight spot at the bottom there without overlapping onto the door and down onto the sill, which I don't really want. So when the hybrid is free, the hybrid will finish off the edge and then be used for these central segments. Hours on one panel. Right, I'm on. There we have the obvious, and then it's been hit once, but now once we've hit it once, it's left and identified the deeper, hairiest areas. These are sort of blended underneath all this. It's difficult to pinpoint them sometimes. I can see there's one here to my eye, but once you get rid of the haze and the obvious, that's when now, okay, this has had one hit, but you can see it's going to need plenty more. It needs the edges doing, it needs the bottom there doing. Yeah. Okay, off camera, I think there've been an additional 2 cutting sets to that area. If I leave a couple of fingerprints just below it, and there, just above the fingerprints below the light, is the remains of that scratch. But it's gone, essentially. That's not going to be visible anymore outside of normal lighting. So that is a result. Ah! That's bloody hot. Note to self, turn the light off. Something's been going on here, masking mark slash blend of some description. There's all sorts in this rear end. There are blend marks here. You see there, the dark section in the middle, the light. So the underside of this and this side, this actual lip in the middle here, that'll be done by hand, by finger, first of all, and then tackled with a machine where needed. Getting on 6:30 end of Wednesday. A bit of a shout out and a thanks to Jez at Ultimate Finish. Jez, in his recent mail out regards the Kamikaze Collection kit, actually posted about the edgiest cut. I still don't know how to say that. This I received from Kamikaze Collection a few weeks back. Hadn't really got around to trying it properly. In Jez's email, in the information on the mail shot, it says about particularly impressive on soft paint finishes. Now that is what I've been smashing down the side of this Aston. And earlier on I was probably complaining about the rock hard paint, soft paints, bit of a hybrid problem going on. And this has certainly helped eliminate any of these ongoing problems. Something I will be excited to trial more in the coming weeks. In fact, next week there is a very similar Aston Martin booked for the same treatment. Right. Check out my massive clock. One for the new pad. Some parcels arrived last week. A few weeks back, the guys at Kamikaze Collection, Carbon Collective. A few weeks back, the guys at Carbon Collective sent through the sample pack, sort of 250ml versions of their latest and greatest. Now their litre size bottles have been launched and released. We have the Carbon Collective Snowflow, Speciale, the ceramic detailer, of which I have not yet had a chance to use, although I do want to smell it. Whoa, pretty bubble bath-ish. Our unique ceramic detailer redefines what you'd expect from a detailer developed with the same active SiO2 content as our coatings, providing unparalleled gloss and hydrophobic protective properties. We sort of had the mini version sent through some time ago. We have Carbon Collective React, which is their fallout remover. And as you can see, I've been churning through this. There's been quite a lot of this used, and it's going well. It's a nice product, nice to work with, and as far as fallout removers go, it smells quite pleasant. This I love. This is Luso. This is Carbon Collective's maintenance shampoo, and this I've messaged Oliver, Carbon Collective, to see if the scent can be made into either an aftershave or an air freshener, at least, because it smells delicious. A highly concentrated pH neutral pure shampoo contains no oils or gloss enhancers. It safely removes dirt and traffic film without inhibiting your coating's hydrophobic properties. And then last but not least, the hybrid coating. Our hybrid coating provides an ultra hydrophobic layer on all exterior surfaces, durable for over 3 months. The high concentrate formula is dilutable by 1 part to 10, creating up to 5 litres of coating. There has been some talk about this, and it has come across all positive. Absolutely zero scent to that at all. Amongst a few air fresheners and a couple of stickers. Oliver Palmer Smith, CEO and founder of Carbon Collective. Go and check out Carbon Collective on Instagram. They've got a real good social media following. Oliver and the team at Carbon Collective, thank you very much. Your details can be found down below. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Thursday. We have the side skirts and the sills. As always, as expected, there are some good marks down here. The very lower portions, the haze, until we get back here. And this has had two test cutting sections. You see there's a few marks in there still. So from that across, certainly a lot cleaner. Probably give it another cut before I finalise the area. The tape here, you see here, looks like there's a bit of a burn through there already. The lighter green section. The inch under the door, the flat edge here is always going to be a difficult one to try and tackle safely. It's going to be thin, it's going to be delicate, and you're going to put a lot of pressure on this leading edge. As I say, someone somewhere has caught that. It could be even when the door has been polished, it's been overlapped, which is one of the reasons why you'll see, if you look back, when this door was corrected here, I have the door open to remove this edge away from any other edges, so it's a better, truer, tighter correction. A fair bit of overspray, what looks like here. So sills, bonnet and the boot lid. Then we're on to the engine bay for the refining. A bit pale today. Why is the countdown yellow? The countdown was yellow because we ran out of card space. Memory card. Sorry about Thursday. So, still yet to hit this ledge, which I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to. But everything below now is about 90%. Hybrid is on the cutting on the inch here, 3 inch down below, ready to be refined. And then the front section is very much improved since you last saw it. It's been lessened even more, even further. Hit it 2 more times with 101 by hand. And that will be refined with the hybrid later, because the 2 inch hybrid, polish is bad, will be able to slide in here under the wing without any damage. Taking some time on these sills. Oh. You look quite good as just a head. You look like that bloke from Heart Attack.
From what?
Heart Attack. Whilst Terry's on the hybrid, I might have a go at picking. Maybe I won't actually, because that really makes your hands sticky and horrible. Save that till the polish is finished, but that needs to come off before this can be machine polished. I'll do this edge. That's a bit grotty. Need another hybrid. Alright, do you want to flip a coin then to see who's doing the bonnet? So if it's heads, it's you, Bonnet. If it's me, heads you, tells me. Ah, it's me, Bonnet. Yo, you got the back end. You like the back end?
All around the. I'm always at the back end.
A 50-50 on the offside flank on the bonnet. Look at the connect and divide, all that haze. One good scratch, two good scratch. There's hundreds of good scratches. As we go left, spotlight clears, panel light clears. Reflections. Still got lower portion around the badge. And then this side to tackle. Bird etching of some sort. That's a good one. "4:30, still polishing the bonnet. Terry's on the silicone sealant drips on the inside of the door, and I am looking for Menzona 400. 101 it is. Reason being, I say I'm on the bonnet still. The majority is now finished. We're just needing to. This may have come up on the vlog earlier on, but that was a long time ago now. The underlip of the bonnet, there's a masking mark and overspray. Now, upon investigating after the cutting, there are sections on the bonnet that have been painted. It's been blended in. This is as a result of that. So what I'm going to do now is just same as the sills and inside the door handles, run a line of polish underneath here before we think about some refining. Spending some time now on the engine bay. I've got a good few hours under here, to be honest. Not somewhere I wanted to use too much water in initially, so the most part is being done by hand. Difficulty is the whole thing is sort of grimy and sticky. There's a lot of sort of under seal wax oil that's been applied in here, so the whole thing is grease. Using the fuse as an example, you can see how sort of discoloured perhaps they are. Gunk here on top of the latch. The rocker itself, you can see actually there's a bit of a 50-50 here. This is where I've been, sort of working down here. All this will be cleansed, cleaned up. The greens looking brown. Headlights surround down here. Lots of complications with cables, and trouble is everything's frail, everything's delicate and not easy to manoeuvre around. So back to the sort of semi-finished side. The green is looking green. The fuses are looking fusey. The headlight surrounds have been flushed. The butterfly mechanism down here, that's all been degunked. The rockers degunked and cleansed. So basically done by hand. Once the mechanical sort of stuff finished, the edges, the surrounds will be done. The channels down here, the underside is actually a bit lifted here. Look, there's a bubble. Be careful of that. Coming in handy again, the Scan Grip eye match. You will be pleased to know that the refinement process has begun. Ever so sharp, glossy, it really has been brought back to life, and this is the stage on a Friday, late morning, we can start to enjoy. Hard work is done. Fish and Chip Friday. Getting on late afternoon Friday. I'm finalising the sill down here. Terry's been on the wheels, which are through here, and coating them. And then onto the exhaust box. Now normally it's the pipes, it's the tips, and trying to get into the box themselves. The front one, of course, is very much secluded and hidden behind this trim. So for 24 screws, and then carefully sliding across the exhaust pipes. Either side, we've been able to reveal the one dirty back box. This, once polished up and cleansed, as well as the pipes, the tips, everything else associated to it, the secondary box back there, will really make a big difference to the vehicle's back end. Good work. Still fill my toolbox in WD-40 though, you. Polishing complete. Terry has been the champion on the back end with the exhaust box and the system back there. I'll show you that later on. The vehicle has been blown down with the vehicle dryer to eliminate any fine particles, any nanoparticles, any dust, any fragmentation of polish, foam particles from the polishing pads. After the blowdown, I'm now going to go around with Geon Prep to nearly send my coffee flying, to wipe away any remaining oils or residue, polishing residue, before various touch-ups are made. Touch-ups for these sort of areas, the edge of the door, 1 or 2 stray marks like this one here, and this one here, and this one here, and these here. A couple of bad bits down here, the corrosion was, it's been avoided successfully. Now these remaining areas will be touched up. Geon Prep wipe down complete. I challenge you to find dust, polish, residue, lint, anything out of place on this vehicle's surface. Stunning. Next up, look what I've been sent today. This one. Some goodies from John at Ceramic Pro. John, I also believe, operates Dead-Eye Detailing. John, thank you very much. I will certainly put these to the test. Looking fresh. Not like me, however. I could sleep for a week at the minute. So. Past 7 Sunday evening. Oh, just made it back into the unit, having dropped the owner of this beast at the train station. Charcoal grey Aston Martin V550, supercharged. Vehicle is here for the white detail. We'll come on to this in another vlog. So on the whiteboard I do have finalise the exhausts, the shuts, the boot, petrol filler cap, tyres, bright work and final toothpickery, and then the vehicle will be complete. I need to take that off in the morning before the wet work starts on the vehicle through its door. Long week, and I'm pretty much gonna call it there until the after footage is ready to roll. Aston Martin Virage Volante 1994 in racing green, complete. I think I might just, it's a funny old day because it's Monday today, through next door, there's a V550 Vantage 1999 which is in for the same treatment. Now it's been washed, decontaminated, it's being taped up currently, but it's this, finalising this after a 10-hour day on Sunday. Yesterday still wasn't finished. It's had about 3 hours, stop doing that on my hands. It's had about 3 hours today to help finalise and just get it to that point where it's ready. I think it's there. However, after work tonight on the next one, I will just come through for 5 minutes, and you spend 7 days doing the physical graft, and the slightest little detail that's incorrect can let the whole experience down. So I've just been around doing the toothpickery, chasing any polish residue, previous polish residue, and new polish residue from the tape edges, that sort of stuff. That's all been done. Paintwork is protected, wheels are torqued back up. But I've missed the sun as well, so not sure when the vehicle's being picked up. If between now and collection day it's a sunny afternoon, tomorrow's forecast for rain, I can get it outside. It's just approaching 4 o'clock now, and the sun has set, unfortunately. So looking back, big, massive transformation, epic transformation, one of the biggest in a long while. It's been a joy, it's been a pleasure to work on. Terry and I, hats off to Terry this week. It's been a tough week, it's been a resilient, hard paint. Hoping that the V550 Vantage through next door is working on our side. This really wasn't on our side. As I say, the vehicle leaves in the next couple of days, heading back overseas on its equivalent transporter. More and more requests coming through for these sort of jobs. The white detail is definitely now the most popular service, which is great. This is the ideal for white details, 1 car a week, rather than juggling 3 or 4 cars. It's nice to not have timescales, and it's a good job. I didn't have a timescale to complete this one because, as I say, it went a day and a half over the estimated timescales. So thank you for the interest in the emails and the inquiries, the support, the constant support. Be sure to find us on Instagram, on Facebook for daily insights and behind the scenes. If you've liked the video, please give a thumbs up down below. Helps the channel to grow. Also share it with your friends, post it on forums or on your Facebook. Very much appreciate, as I say, the support. If you've not already, hit subscribe for hopefully plenty more videos to come.